You know?
I haven't seen Ocelot play a lot of Anivia. Doesn't mean he can't. And I haven't been watching a stream lately. Apparently, he's been playing mostly fun champs and losing a lot, according to if his tweets are saying anything about that. So Karthus banned and Malphite banned. Malphite, of course, with a really strong initiation and team fight presence. So he's a really good ban in this situation. Karthus is just. Karthus is kind of an interesting ban because usually you take Karthus really late so you can't get countered, so it's not something that you have to worry about all that much, but they must know something about the Solid Supreme and the Karthus, or they just don't want to deal with that crazy amount of farm.
But it historically, and we've seen this a lot in our tournaments, like the EU side, we see a lot of Karthus play. Not so much in the rest of the world, but Karthus is very, very popular and very more used in the EU.
Yeah.
So I think it's a safe ban.
I mean, they play a lot of the late game stuff in the EU. I mean, they play all kinds of stuff, but I mean, CLG EU. If they're any indication,
you can do it.
I can do it. It's Friday morning. Any indication of the meta? I mean, they play really slow styles. So we'll see how that shapes up. Sivir.
I like this.
Me too. I like where this is going. So Sivir. Kind of means a push strategy.
Yes, it does.
Is generally what we see out of Sivir these days, and I'm curious. Maybe we can look at her masteries after, see if she takes the tower damage, the additional tower damage mastery. We'll see how serious they are about this push strat.
But the Nunu Alistar being picked up here from SK, and unfortunately, Solid Supreme's not gonna know which one's jungle and which one's support until that loading screen comes up.
Yeah,
so it's gonna be a little difficult.
Well, I mean, they'll know until I guess they'll know by who's playing which champion.
Well, remember, there's always those last second switches.
That's
man.
true.
Always.
You could trip them out.
Being tricky. You can never underestimate them switches.
Yeah. So that's a good call. I mean, it gives a lot of freedom. But it also makes Solid Supreme have to be a little bit more cautious and a little bit more careful with their picks in case. I mean, Nunu beats a lot of people in jungle with his ability to kite and to invade with that Q. He can kind of just hang out in your jungle, especially against some of the lower damage melee junglers. Well, actually, they're all pretty much melee, but yeah, he can just kind of kite all day and just hang out in your jungle and give you a hard time.
Orianna and Taric being picked up next here by Solid Supreme. Taric is an amazing support to have with Sivir, because any stun with Sivir is fantastic. I was like, oh, you stunned him. Well, that's both hits of my Boomerang Blade for free.
That's a good point. Yeah, I think I mean, you don't really see that combination because Taric really isn't known as a really, someone who can really assist in the push. But it allows some really good damage out of Sivir with that Boomerang Blade, like you said. So excited to see that. Oh, Draven.
Is it League of Draven? That'd be nice. I wouldn't mind that. But think I do a safe pick here. Oh, okay. Yellowstar's just trolling us, man.
Yeah, I hope they pick. I hope we see some Evelyn here. They're kind of hovering on it. Evelyn in the mid apparently is pretty amazing. So.
What was that? What was that image macro from EU regionals? Like, play against the M5 mid Evelyn. It was like the Courage Wolf.
Oh, really?
Insanity Wolf. It was one. Yeah, it was. Hilarious.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, never mind that.
You are a meme.
I am a meme man
in a lot of ways. So.
Ezreal and Gragas being picked up here from SK. Ezreal, you have the distance, you have the range, you have the poke. Not gonna be too much of an issue. Same thing with Gragas. So this is actually a big poke comp in the workings from SK. Actually, you get the snowballs, you get the Mystic Shot, you get the barrels.
Yeah, and you got some pretty good disengage on Nunu and Alistar as well. So can see some good poke. I think I would actually like Alistar a little bit more with Ezreal than Nunu. However, but of course Nunu is pretty good too. So I'll be excited to see Nautilus being picked up. We don't see Nautilus anymore.
Yeah, there's a point in time where Nautilus just really fell off.
Yeah, he was, for a long time, he was considered one of the strongest junglers because of his ability to have all that CC, just brought a lot to the laning phase. And then people started to realize that he actually dies pretty quick in a team fight. He can get in and do stuff, but he has some of the lowest base armor in the game, which is kind of ironic since he's a huge metal dude.
Look at him.
You think his armor would be a lot better, but yeah, it's actually quite low, so he gets kind of burned down quickly. And it's really only good for that really quick initiation with the hook in the team fight phase.
Yeah, I mean, he may have the armor, but he does not have the cardio to back it up. That's pretty much
Nice.
Nautilus' story here. But
like
Renekton, we're seeing a little bit more Renekton recently also. You're going to be seeing him in the top lane. We saw Renekton actually yesterday with the Eclipsia. And it worked out pretty well against that top lane Rengar.
Yeah, it did work pretty well. Trades really hard, and so I guess we'll see. I mean, Jace is actually pretty difficult, I think, for Renekton. Jace kind of just matches on bruisers because he can do a bunch of damage and then knock you away, so the trade is considerably in his favor. Like, he'll always get the last hit on you, and that's kind of a scary thing. And then once you're far away, you can go back into that range mode and kind of just poke at you. So you can't really... I mean, he has the best of both worlds in he has range and bruiser-like damage. So Jace is a pretty solid top lane choice in this situation.
Yep. And at least for now, from the looks of it, maybe seeing that new support down bot lane. Yeah. So that's just a nice indication that SK, at the very least bot lane, they see the threat coming in from Taric. They know that the stun is there. Just give the speed boost to Ezreal, get that range farm on, and just wait it out until Alistar comes around. Gets a little bit of assistance, gets a little bit of help there.
Yeah, actually, I need to apologize because I should have known that Arene was going to play Alistar because he plays Alistar a ton. We saw him play an amazing Alistar against CLGEU at Gamescom, so not surprised at all to see that. Arene is a really impressive jungler in that he controls not only his own buffs, but the enemy buffs as well. He can really snowball that buff steal right into the mid game, and he does that with ease. Are we looking at it? What are we?
Yeah, we're looking at Free to Rhyme. We're looking at the Sivir, runes, and masteries. Pretty standard stuff actually for an AD.
Yeah.
So nothing too crazy, nothing too way out there. You got your physical damage armor.
Okay.
Yeah, standard page.
Standard stuff. But, well. I mean, we should have known. I mean, Taric, not exactly the hardest of pushers.
Yeah. But, well, it's still good. It's still good.
No, it's still
solid
good.
page.
It's still going to be a solid page, yeah.
Let's take a look real quick. We got the Renekton going 921-0, so recognizing the damage potential coming in from Kevin can be pretty huge. Just want to be able to stay in the lane, get physical damage, armor, magic resist there. See what Jace is running. Standard stuff, not too much. Actually, going for the Havoc instead of the Vampirism. It's kind of odd.
Yeah, I guess I don't. Yeah.
No.
To each his own. He knows something we don't with the champion.
Yes, he does.
Probably. I mean, you probably don't need a lot of lifesteal because you're trading so well. So you just want that extra little bit of damage. Yeah. I can imagine, maybe.
I can see that.
Yeah, why not? But I mean, we're also seeing Gragas here on Ocelot. Gragas is an extremely popular champion right now because of his just insane burst.
Yes.
AoE burst at that, so he can do amazing damage in team fights. He can poke extremely well. He farms extremely well. He has the mobility to kind of dash around with that belly flop, and so yeah, he's just a really solid all-around champion, especially right now in the metagame where so much of mid is about farming really well.
And he even got a few nerfs not too long ago. The cooldown on his ult went up, among other things. Like that was like the biggest nerf to his kit, but he's still good. He's still good. The way I see it, it basically kept it so you don't get two ults in one extended team fight, really. Yeah. Which with Gragas, I mean, you often only need just one. He's not known to drink just one.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
If need be, it would have been there.
Yeah, that's true. You would have been there. I mean, also in combination with the Abyssal. And the amazing range that used to have, which has been considerably shrank down because of how good it was. Like, he was just so strong, just did tons of damage in the mid and the late game. Yeah. So, I mean, maybe necessary nerfs. Maybe his ultimate was just a tad too good for having a 60-second cooldown at level 3. So now it's an 80-second cooldown, I believe. So
it's up there.
It's up there, man.
But speaking onto the Abyssal, we can just do what Eclipsia did yesterday. And buy two of them.
Yeah, why not?
Get one from your top and one from your mid. It's like, well, you know what? Got two of them. Both of us got some magic resist. It's essentially the same range.
Yeah.
Might as well just start stacking them up.
I like it. Bissell's a really, really strong item still, and especially with champions who like to get in the mix. I like Gragas because he can kind of get in there and do a lot of damage up close. I mean, the Bissell is still extremely effective. It's not as effective in the old poke Gragas that we were seeing a lot of, but the Gragas that gets in and does a lot of damage close range, it's still going to be a really strong item.
Now, did you going off topic a little bit here? Did you watch any of the cosplay stuff at PAX?
A little bit.
There was a guy who actually dressed up as Vandal Gragas.
I did not see that guy.
He was pretty awesome.
Was he? Did you shake his hand?
He had kegs already, so he's kind of like. You know,
really?
He was like he had a better priority. I'd rather him hold on to the beverages than shake anyone's hand, because that's the important stuff right there. I mean, you don't want to lose that.
Yeah,
that'd be bad.
He looks really cool.
He's always been cool.
I mean, carrying a keg around like that, it's not easy.
It's not easy.
It's not easy at all.
We've tried.
I failed. I tried and I failed, but yeah,
wow, going really aggressive.
Going ham here right at the beginning of the game. So, and Alistar, I mean, what we've seen out of Aaronay is he likes to invade. He likes to get in there, control the enemy buffs. And really just use space well as Alistar, which is such a key aspect of being good with that champion.
Yep, leading right on into charge. Devo and Very Nice are retreating out of that bush. A little bit of vision in the retreat, but Salad Supreme, they know they need to try and defend, try and do something, anything, get as much free damage as possible. And the Orianna Orb is an amazing tool here, because the orb does give vision. Every time you throw it into a bush, it's like, oh, so that's where you guys are. Get out of there.
Just get out.
Just get out of there.
Yeah. I don't think they knew that Sivir was bottom. SK didn't know, or they probably would have pushed their advantage a little bit more. But Sivir just down there hanging out and kind of just going their separate ways now. But I definitely still expect some really aggressive play out of Alistar controlling the buffs. So we'll see if maybe he goes to red after this and tries to make something crazy happen. But
nice.
It starts.
It has begun.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat. SK Nif didn't even consume that. He just got the vision already from the ward.
Oh.
Just come on and swoop in, grab the blue wraith, and just get on out of there.
Just get in and get out.
Let's see. Are there any issues? Just DCs.
Ah, okay.
Just standard DCs.
We got some time. We can talk about some of these champion matchups here.
Talk about some of these champs. Talk about lunch.
Oh, now we're talking.
Now we're talking.
We'll
get to that.
We'll get to lunch later.
But
not everyone enjoys our food conversation as much as we do, but that's okay.
Well, that's because we haven't had food yet.
That's true. So, I mean, of course, bottom lane, Sivir and Taric. I've been talking about how Taric isn't the best pusher. However, really you have to play a completely different style, and you have to be very wary as you farm against Taric, because they're going to trade damage really well and a lot safer than you are being Nunu and Ezreal.
Yeah, but the stun, if it does hit, stun plus shatter plus boomerang blade is...
That's true. That's some damage.
So much damage.
And and you can shatter the minions if that's what you're trying to do, like push in, but we'll kind of see how that works out.
Level 1, the blade just does so much even.
Yeah, it is.
And it's such a good ratio on the blade too. It's insane. It's absolutely insane damage.
It's similar to like having to play against Morgana. Like, you should be able to dodge it in almost every situation, but if you don't, she will crush you.
Yeah.
Like, if you get caught out, she will absolutely smack you around. So
it's kind of like playing up against a blitz also.
Yeah.
In bot lane too. It's like, oh man, I can't believe I let that thing hit me.
Yeah.
I had all the time, and it's slower. It's a slower kind of like a skill shot than the blitz hook is even.
Yeah.
It's like, man, I can't believe I fell for it. I can't believe I let that hit me.
Yeah, or you
feel
think
so stupid.
Or you think you get away and then it hits you at the apex of the of the boomerang and you double hit and you're like, oh gosh,
no.
I'm so unhappy with myself right now.
It hurts. It hurts sometimes.
Yeah, but Alistar coming up trying to make something happen. Oh, wow. The flash headbutt and the pulverize flashing out from Renekton. Going to be safe, but yeah, that's good. Just get that early flash going, and I'm sure we'll see him loop again.
Meanwhile, bot lane, Yellowstar looking for the shift, wants damage on Free to Rhyme. Snowball will actually hit him behind the tower. Ignite going down also. Sivir still level 1, actually didn't even level up yet. It's like, Yellowstar got that too, had a farm advantage. It's like, you know what?
Oh, Alistar's going in top lane.
Oh,
He's
from
diving.
behind the tower. Gets the headbutt, pulverized down onto Barry Nice. Kevin with the damage and the ignite, first blood. Actually, credit going to RNA. So, yeah, still good. Get those move 5 boots that much quicker.
Yeah, I mean, the flash was burned, so he knew that he had an opportunity there. And that's just knowing your champion really well, knowing the lane mechanics to know when you can dive, when you can get in there and actually get the kill. I mean, one more tower hit and he would have been dead, so really knowing how to do that well.
Free to Rhyme a little bit late on the draw of that spell shield, unfortunately. And that is the one advantage that Sivert does have in the bot lanes, is that spell shield can do so much, and especially against someone like a Nunu, that's a relatively slow projectile.
Yeah.
So he's like, hey, snowball's coming. I should probably spell shield and get free mana. But it's a little bit harder to spell shield against someone like an Ezreal too. Those mystic shots are pretty quick.
Yeah, they really, really are, and they're cheaper.
Yes, they
as
are.
it turns out in this last patch. So he's gonna be able to spam those a lot more often.
Yep.
And of course, with that Nunu buff, that Blood Boil, he's gonna be the headbutt
the
and the pulverize.
Arne again aggressive here. That's a lot of damage, but it looks like Orianna will actually get away from that one, despite being ignited. Devo is there in the mid just to cover, and already like you're seeing Devo actually act. He's acting defensively. He's acting on reactions. Like, okay, Alistar's top. I should probably go top. It's too late. Alistar's mid. I should probably go mid. Got there barely just in time. And even then, RNA just has such a great advantage right now already.
Yeah, he's really, really strong. And you can tell, I mean, he commands.
It just doesn't end.
Oh, gosh.
This aggression just does not end here from SK.
Oh,
nice stun under the tower. Alistar going to be taking quite a bit of pain. RNA may consider backing. I don't know quite yet, but nice ward in that tri-brush just to know, just to be safe. Ocelot, though, getting aggressive. Meanwhile, that Nautilus with the hook onto Kevin here top lane, but not going to make too much of anything. And look at this 4-man gank here down bottom on the 6-minute headbutt. Pulverize onto Tarek. Blades going out from Sivert, trying to get some kills, trying to make a difference, but Yellowstar was tanking the turret this entire time, and unfortunately does go down. Free to Rhyme with the spell shield, does not want to be headbutted right now, but now there's too much to deal with. You have a whole bunch of damage, but no, RNA! Wow!
Oh,
25 health, but here comes Orianna, maybe looking to grab this kill. That bush is warded, he knows, oh no, we are not going that way.
Oh man, that was really good. And look how aggressive SK is playing. I really like it. It's a really exciting play.
Yeah.
Just diving towers like crazy. But if they continue to not be as successful, I mean, Yellowstar ended up getting taken out in that. They're just going to put him farther and farther behind.
Yeah.
SK Ocelot not being in lane, that's going to cost you after a while.
Yeah, Yellowstar, that was a massive misstep. Massive misstep.
Giant.
And that he could have gotten that kill without giving one up.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, you know, unfortunately, did not happen. Gave away a little bit of gold, gave away a little bit of that advantage, but still, though, on the 7th minute, SK, they do have a nice, they've carved out a nice little 1K lead. You got the move 5 boots on RNA, so that's good.
Yeah. And me and James actually call this the jungler's gamble. That's where you get the boots 5 before you get the gold per 10s, or like at least 1 gold per 10.
Yes.
And you're under the hope that you're gonna actually have some successful ganks. So hopefully it works out for RNA in that getting the boots first was the right decision.
Yeah, basically when you do that, you're looking to be aggressive. You need just one. There's that spell shield we were talking about.
Yeah.
If you can get at least 1 kill within the first few minutes, you get those move 5 boots, then yes, it's worth it.
Yeah.
But it was a bit of a risky proposition to actually go for that gank down bot, and even then, even the gank in mid didn't actually capitalize into a kill. So we'll see if RNA can actually get what he wants, what he needs. Blue buff has respawned on Sal Supreme's side, but SK, they've got that timer down pat. They're gonna they're gonna try and take it, and got another pause here. This may have been another DC. Yeah, very nice. So
okay, yeah, I was looking, he wasn't reacting, so that's a little bit unfortunate.
Yeah, he's just looking at the minions, just like, oh man, you guys look so good.
Yeah. Yeah, he'll be back in a second. But I think the key thing is we're seeing the buff control already coming out of SK, right? I mentioned that RNA likes to steal those buffs, likes to control it, and with strong 2v2 teams like Alistar and Gragas, and I mean bringing in Jason as well, they're going to be able to really control that top buff, that top blue buff, if they can't get some wards, get a good team mobility, and anticipate SK coming in and trying to steal that thing.
Yeah, and Orianna is a champ that really, really benefits greatly from blue buff.
Yeah.
That cooldown reduction more than anything else, just so you keep that orb mobile, keep that orb going. But also keep in mind, too, is that granted all this aggressive play from SK is great, because of the roaming, you're not farming. RNA has already started to fall a little bit behind in experience. With all this time, spent in the lanes and not in the jungle, Devo has had an opportunity to farm.
Yeah.
For now, has a level advantage. So, and like I've said before, with that jungler's gamble, with the purchase of the Move 5 boots,
Yeah.
needs to catch a bullet. RNA actually took that blue buff. I'm not sure if that was on accident or on purpose, but remember too, those buffs are very vital. Flash down in the mid. Ocelot looking for damage. There's a headbutt. Waited, allowed Ocelot to actually grab that kill, giving him the credit, getting him farmed. Nice restraint from RNA.
Yeah, very nice. And that blue buff is going to let RNA clear a little bit faster and continue to be ultra aggressive.
Devo just one step behind.
Yeah.
Always a step behind.
This is what we were seeing out of him at Gamescom, just that really aggressive counter jungling. And, with the disengage properties of Alistar, you can really just go in and take risks and headbutt out and just run.
Right. Especially with those boots.
Yeah, exactly.
As soon as those things kick in, like you're out of there.
Yeah. I mean, I think they're going to have a little bit different situation once Nautilus gets level 6 and has that ultimate to pop him up. But right now, just not the greatest mobility and team coordination out of Solid Supreme, in which case they're not going to be able to counter these buff steals.
And, Barry Nice is getting chunked out pretty huge by Kevin there in the top lane. Devo is having difficulties on trouble. He got the steal from RNA. He just needs to get out of there. Ocelot is over on the ridge. He's got the belly going over the forest wall. Flash over from Devo. Flash in response from RNA. He wants the pursuit. He wants the kill. Popping the ult in response to the stun. He's clearing out the CC, and Devo's now isolated from the rest of the team. You have the Orianna orb keeping everyone back, but Ocelot will get the kill onto the diver. And now Toya's in a little bit of trouble. Ezreal with the ult will be whiffing that one, but Sivir is there with her ult, the movement speed, the attack speed, looking to get kills, but RNA does get low, but will live off that one. That was crazy.
Yeah, SK, man, they're playing extremely strong. It's like a minute before the buffs are about to spawn. Everyone is pushing their lanes to get in a position to make that kind of thing happen. They're pushing their lanes. They all group up, and you can anticipate, well, the jungler and maybe one other person is going to be there. In the beginning, it's like just the jungler is going to be there to get the red buff. Then as you start to steal those, they start to be a little bit more cautious. Okay, let's send 2 people over in case Arene is going to try to steal it. And then you show up with 2 people and they have 4 people there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're constantly outplaying and stepping up their offense onto these buffs.
Yeah, the aggression is something very welcome. Devo there in the top lane.
Oh, nice.
Well, gets the hook on the Kevin, but Barry Nice is still ignited. Will he live off of this? Just barely.
Oh my gosh.
He got to the teens.
That would have been so much different if Nautilus had ultimate, but still level 5 on Nautilus. So
yeah.
Really just unfortunate that he wasn't able to get that last little hit there.
And I was talking about the level advantage Devo did have, but RNA got the kill.
Yeah.
Popped 6 during that fight. He was able to get cleared out of a stun, and you know what? Now the gamble has paid off. The gamble's absolutely paid off.
Yeah, it's giving them the ability to go in and just poke around in the jungle. So, man, Arene, I really like his playstyle. It's really about controlling the opponent's buffs. You notice his red is up, but the Solid Supreme's red is down. So it's not even about his buffs so much as the opponent's buffs. Nice.
And you would go for another gamble there, grabbing the oracles, looking to clear out all the ward coverage. Is that red actually going to be going to Jace? I think it is.
Nice, I like it.
So Kevin with that in top lane, that's
gonna be an issue.
I feel so bad for Barry Nice right now because that's just so difficult to deal with. Not just red buff, but whenever any buff is passed to the top lane.
Yeah.
Whether passed by the jungler or donated to you from the other jungler.
Yeah.
It's just really difficult to work with.
Especially on Jason, how he has that ability to knock you away. So now you're going to be slowed and dotted and knocked away, so you can't close the gap. So, and here comes Alistar to the top lane onto Renekton, and he's just going to get out of there.
Thankfully enough, though, the ward is there.
Yep.
Who's getting low?
Oh,
Ocelot.
boy.
We're rewinding that one real quick because that was pretty huge. Lots of damage. Ocelot there does not hit with the belly, trying to bait it out, is trying to get away from Devo. The hook brings him in closer.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Blew him up.
Jeez.
Oh my gosh.
Ocelot, where'd all that damage come from, man?
And now Nautilus 4 levels below Gragas is going to have to get out of there. So
that's not pleasant, man.
yeah, it's Ocelot's lane now. I mean, you get to that 2 kill point, and I mean, the extreme level advantage coming out from Gragas. It becomes, I mean, 3 levels on Orianna, so that's going to be a serious problem.
Oh man, coming in from behind once again. A little bit of deja vu from earlier on in the game. Very nice is being trapped under tower. Kevin looking for the damage, and Ocelot is there. 1 barrel. That's another kill for the Fat Man.
Yeah, and that is another unfortunate issue for Solid Supreme. Basically, the SK has complete map control right now. If you look, they're warding deep into the enemy jungle. They're really controlling everywhere on the map, and now they're getting to a point where they could, 1v2 perhaps, or 2v3. So they have such a strong advantage and they can just continue to hold on to these buffs.
Dead oracles, man.
Dead oracles, man. I know how you love your oracles.
I am. It's a love-hate relationship with oracles. It really is. Like it's like. Yeah. Man, I spent so much money to take you out on this date, Oracles. Why do you have to leave me so quickly? It was such efficiency. Yeah, Oracles is great as long as you can hold on to it. Ocelot out in front. You got the Orianna Orb keeping everyone still. Nice little clump, but Devo cannot get away from that one. Renekton is gone. Also very nice. Leaving the top lane. Nautilus just blows up. Orianna's gone.
Oh boy.
Jeez.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
That's
a lot of damage.
It's a lot of damage, and the thing about Gragas is, he's not the tankiest guy in the world. He's decent. Oh, that was close.
Inches away.
Inches away. He's not the tankiest, but when you have this big of an advantage, you can literally just zerg your way into the middle of the fight and just do a ton of damage.
We just hit 14 minutes.
Yeah.
It's an 8K gold lead.
Yeah, it's rough.
It's rough. It is rough.
Yeah. I mean, this is kind of the point where you have to ask, okay, do we continue to try this game, try to play this game out? Do we try to talk about strategy while we're playing this game to prepare for the next game? Is the advantage that big? Or do we think we can turn this around with slow, methodical play?
Well, then at this point, this is the point where we look at the gold.
Yeah.
And we recognize that Ocelot has doubled Toya. A little bit more so.
Ouch.
Yeah,
that's hard.
That's rough.
That's hard.
You look at Yellow Star too. How much is he up onto on Sivir? He got a K lead on Sivir, but really the big damage is on that Gragas. I mean, that's just too much to contend with. Everyone from South Supreme, they're looking to arrange themselves mid, with the exception of Very Nice, still looking to free farm down top lane. But with Ocelot, with that Gragas, with all that damage that he's doing so early on in his game.
Yeah.
Just that barrel against a team that has not even really gotten into their item builds. Ezreal coming in, also 1, 2. You don't even need the third hit in the combo. That's already a kill. Nice. Free to Rhyme with the barrel. Actually gets trapped up against his own tower, but also with one more barrel. Actually missing that one. But Yellow Star will follow up with the kill. Free and easy. Renekton once again fall into the Jace top lane.
Wow.
Very Nice can even lane against Kevin at this point.
Aranate could have just pulverized and killed Sivir there, but he let the tower kill her. So that Ocelot would nice.
Ocelot just being you still have to have your wits about you.
Yeah.
you may have a 10K lead, but you still need to be cognizant of where the enemy team is.
That's true.
Where they can shoot you from.
Yeah, especially with the vision on that orb.
Oh yeah.
Be careful, Ocelot.
Be careful, sir.
Just be careful.
I'm sure he's it's kind of like a Phantom Lord moment, like where he's sitting there, he's celebrating, and then burn.
Yeah.
Looking to do a dance while he's recalling. Never dance when you're recalling, by the way. And I'm not talking like in game. I'm talking like in your room, wherever you may be, because you may die.
Oh, Nautilus caught out Jace. Jace, I don't know, Kevin, if you can get away from this with the flash.
He should be able to.
Yeah,
he's got the speed
boost.
He's got the speed boost. He's got the mobility. And that's the thing, though, is that the damage isn't there to follow up. It's a three level lead from Kevin onto over. Very Nice. So it's minimal. Free to Rhyme using the spell shield, blocking that snowball, but Yellow Star with the damage, a little bit too much to handle. Toya and Valinor is back in the mid, looking to defend, but meanwhile top lane is just getting ravaged.
Yeah, Kevin doing what top lanes do best, which is kind of just sit and ignore the fight and just farm up as fat as you can.
Everyone.
Yeah, exactly. And 128 farm to Renekton 77, so that is a considerable farm advantage at this point in the game. And it's not looking super great for Solid Supreme. However, you know, I don't know if I've ever seen a comeback as big as would be needed in this situation, but you know, that's why League of Legends is so great, because you can come back, you can play slow, you can make this a 4-hour game, and just wait till you have max items and hopefully make something happen.
All right, with the headbutt does get caught out by Devo. Wants to hold onto that Oracle's Sivir. Ultimate being popped, looking for the movement speed, but here comes Nif right in the middle of this fight. Ultimate canceled immediately.
Wow, nice.
Just one auto attack from the Nautilus is more than enough. Yellowstar looking for damage in the retreat, kiting everyone away from the fight. This is the bait. Looking to bait everyone away from the cow, away from the Yeti. And it worked, and meanwhile, Ocelot, he's down bot lane, getting his push on, clearing the creep wave, wants to take out that tier 2 in bot.
Yeah, and he can. I mean, it's risky in that situation without wards, generally speaking, to be pushed up that far. But, I mean, with the slight mobility of Gragas and the enormous lead that he has, well, we're going to see right now if he's going to be able to kill both these people.
Exhaust down on Ocelot. It's a lot of damage that you want to reduce, but he waits for the finish.
Oh my God.
Look at that barrel!
Sorry.
Hold on, no, we're looking back at that once more.
Yeah.
So it's just the damage he's capable of.
Yeah.
At this point in the game is ridiculous.
I had a little bit of a doubt, but you just saw that he just took out 80% of the health.
Yeah, that's just great, just comboing the Q with the ult. That's it.
I mean, I said, let's watch him while he takes out both these people, and then I like thought for a second, like, no, there's no way. Well, I should just go with my gut instinct. Orianna goes down in double fast forward time.
Yeah,
and
gotta get back to life.
And SK is just taking it to Solid Supreme right now.
Yeah, it's at this point the lead is just so you can't top this.
It's quite large.
It's quite a large lead. It's nearly 15K, and we haven't even hit surrender point yet.
Yeah, it's going to be double pretty soon here. I'm sure they'll end the game with probably double the amount of gold. So just huge level advantage, huge gold advantage, and the aggressive nature of these champions that they're playing will allow them to just dive in and kind of clean up when the team fight starts.
Yeah, Devo out in front, looking to absorb some of the damage, but Jace with the shots also. It's difficult for Solid Supreme to even defend their own turret.
Yeah.
And
you see him kind of just sitting back and poking.
That's all you really do. Yellowstar up top lane there with two other members of SK looking to get the split push on. Arne is there just to help out. Very nice, getting very low, but Toya the animation for the ult didn't even finish. That's how quick that kill was.
Yeah, that was pretty quick. And Gragas with that insane burst damage. Oh, and here comes Alistar with the headbutt out on Nautilus. The tower's doing some work, but Nunu does ultimate. Doesn't hit a whole lot of people, and here comes SK. They're just going to romp their way right in here and take this tower and just push them wherever SK wants to push them.
Womp womp. Just going right through the middle lane, taking out to tier 3, taking out the inhib. The respawn timers on Solid Supreme are also incredibly low for being this early on. Popping the ult, Arne going to be taking that turret, going to be taking that inhib also, and there you go. 20-minute mark. There's a surrender. SK Gaming showing that there's why they're one of the best in the world, taking game number 1.
Holy smokes!
Jesus, jeez, cripes, man. Key ripes. Look at that gold.
I'm just shaking my head here, man. Just
what's left to be said, man?
I don't know, but
it's 9.4K.
Alistar is pretty awesome.
And
Alistar has to be in the right hands.
He does. He really does.
Usually, he doesn't farm well, so you have to spend a lot of time in lane, and if you don't gank well, then you get behind, and you really just... It's just a bad situation overall, but no, not Arane. He just rocked it pretty hard.
And you notice too, you notice too, the ganks very early on.
Yeah.
You saw Arane come into the mid, headbutted the Orianna, pulverize, and waited.
Yeah.
Waited for Ocelot to actually grab the kill. You're recognizing, okay, Ocelot, you're doing pretty well in lane. This is the objective. We're gonna get you stupid fed. And that's all we need to do.
Mission
and it
accomplished.
Worked. Mission accomplished.
I mean,
We did
honestly, Aranay was just going back and forth between the top and the mid, just like back and forth, controlling the blue buff as he was going back, eventually getting to a point where he was just clearing wards. Like, he was hardly in his jungle at all. And that allowed Jace in the top to come and take the small golems, and it also allowed Ocelot in mid to go and take the Wraiths constantly. So the huge farm advantage in those two lanes because Aranay was doing so well and being so successful with the ganks in mid and top.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happens.
Yeah.
We're going to be back in just a little bit. SK and Salad Supreme going to be seeing game number 2. We'll see what Salad Supreme can do to try and come back from this IPL5 qualifier number 3 for the EU. We'll be back in just a moment.